To whom may this concern? Um, Most of my life, men have always told me that I don't matter and that it doesn't matter what I say, there's no validation. Um, I told some people some stuff about myself, and it really doesn't matter to them, but to whoever this might concern. So, by the time I was 4 or 5, I was sexually assaulted by my uncle, no name, family member. Grew up by 13, 14. I was in the drug scene, doing drugs. What else was I supposed to do? My parents had just started their business, so they weren't home very much. So we kind of took care of ourselves. I had older siblings, but you know, we were kids. It was what it was. By the time I was 14, I was sexually assaulted again. And then later on in life, I went off to college after my high school counselor, gotta love him, told me I wouldn't amount to shit and that I shouldn't even consider college. So I went to college. I went for my culinary arts degree in Mankato. Once again, still in the drug scene. And at that time, I loved my parents to death, but the absence of them in my childhood, my dad would come and see me, and he would give me money. I kind of felt like he was trying to buy my love, but instead with that money, I turned around and bought coke. With that, by the time I was 25, I met a man after I had my first daughter. I had my first daughter when I was 21, but she stayed with my parents because I didn't get that motherly daughter bond. And then I was with another person afterwards, and at 25, his family member sexually assaulted me in my own home. And then when I went to go tell my significant other, he said, "Don't worry, don't." I was told him I was going to go to the cops, and he said, "Don't, I will take care of it." Yeah. I checked out, and I thought to myself, if a man can just take it and not get repercussions for it, I might as well just give it up. I became numb. I became heartless, and I stopped loving myself. And I was a revolving door for men. I got pregnant again at 25, and then I also had another baby in 2017, my youngest one. And when I had her, my significant other, the one that I was the revolving door because I checked out of that relationship, got picked up and was deported. I was with him for 12 years. A lawyer told me to get married to him so he can maybe stay. So by the time she was 3 months old, I was raising my children by myself. At that time, I didn't thank God for my mom because my mom was there in and out. And at that time, I was really bad. I was. I actually reached out for help to his family because my family had always been there. I went to his sister's and I asked for help, and she told me to fuck off. I'm going to call the police. And that day I had already called my kids and said goodbye. If it wasn't for two of my friends, my kids would be seeing me 6 feet under. I got admitted to Denver and got my shit together. And I started seeing somebody still in the drug scene. I met a guy, but at that time I still wasn't, loving myself, because that's how I've known for like the longest time. And for the first time I had somebody to love me for who I was. Drugs, all bad, good. And even though I had kids that loved me, it took a man to make me realize that if a man can love me that fucked up, why can't I love myself? So I started loving myself again. But drugs eventually took over. I lost my kids. And I cannot blame him, but they did find drugs in the bathroom, my kids did. And luckily they turned it in, and my sister called the cops. And I'm thankful that they did. I am. Because what if the kids would have ingested it? At that point, it was just a spiral down. We were arrested. I went to jail. And after I got out of jail, I was good. I was still in a relationship with him. He was still in jail, but he was not a resident, and he was getting deported. We talked, and the judge had said that when it came to our bail, you are affiliated with Mexican cartel. This is your bond. I looked at him and I was like, what the fuck? Guilt by association. My mom bailed me out with my money. Everybody asked me what happens when you are dealing drugs, and what'd you do with all that money when you're doing drugs and selling drugs? It went up in smoke. And not only that, he had told me he had past things that he had to pay off, and we wanted to be out. We just wanted not to have anybody gunning for us. So a lot of the profit went to paying off his past debt. But besides that, I helped him, financially, coming back. But while he was in jail, I became that revolving door again. I just couldn't get it together. I really couldn't. And then he called and asked if I was happy. I lied and said yes. I got off the phone and cried. And I called him back and I said no. For the first time, I told the truth, and I worked on it with him. I stopped cheating, and I worked on us. But flip side, best 3 months ever. We got to see each other. We got to just spend sober together. I wrote my vows for the first time, because it's the first time I ever wanted to get married. Got a dress out 2 years into it. He told me he had found somebody else. Karma, right? I understand. First I cheated, faithful, then he cheated. And then I just changed the whole mindset frame. My next boyfriend, I was going to not cheat at all, not run, be loyal. I met somebody and I didn't cheat. I didn't lie. I didn't steal. I didn't do any of it. I talked to my mom about how to fix things. How do you make things work? He met my whole family. My family loves this man. Alcohol was a factor for him. And one night he got too drunk and he sexually assaulted me. And I called the cops for the first time. Stood up for myself as a woman. As a woman. And I even forgave him because I knew he was drunk. But that doesn't excuse the behavior. Back and forth again. But this time, I just don't want it. Like, I don't want to have that in my life. I don't want to have drugs in my life. I mean, all my life, I literally, when I first got pregnant in a trap house. Since the time I was 17, Emma's 13. Then it goes to Mexican cartel, Emma's 18. And then the last one, he said Crips and Bloods. I was like, what the hell? But I'm not scared. Because I chose to let that happen. It's a big difference. I chose that path. Nobody chose it for me. But I'm choosing different this time. I stood up for myself for the first time after being sexually assaulted pretty much all my life. I'm showing my kids the right way to be a woman, be faithful, be loyal. I taught my kids everything wrong. And I had the best mother. Rest in peace, because she just died in October. To show me what it was like to be a real mom, a real woman. My dad told me after she passed, I said, Dad, what did Mom see? She saw you happy for the first time as a real woman. And I'm so blessed that she got to see that after 37 years. It took 37 years for her to see that in me. It's not I need drugs because an addict needs and fiends on it. I don't need any of that part of my life. I want change. I need to remember all the good that has been instilled in me and the light that's inside of me. It's just time for change. And after looking at my past, men have been the cause of the destruction of me. But I allowed it. I allowed it. Big difference is owning up to it So this time I just want change. And I'm doing it not the way other people want me to do it or think I need to do it. The way I want to do it. Because if you tell somebody to stop doing something, to you're court ordered, they're not going to do it. They're going to rebel. They have to want it inside themselves to change. And that's what I'm doing. My way. Not other people's way. I'm just putting this out there because I am a single mom. But I'm okay with that too. Because I don't need a man. I don't need drugs. I want to be with a man, but a loyal one. And one to walk with me, walk beside me, and have goals and dreams at the same time and accomplish them together. Nothing handed to me at all. Because I've worked and I have been in flight or fight mode all my life. I want to build with somebody, grow old, and I want to be clean and sober. It's a big difference. Thank you for listening. I hope you take this, and if you'd like, you can share to other people that have been abused mentally, physically, and emotionally. Share. I'm okay with it. Let them know that there's other people out there that do believe that there can be change. You just gotta believe it in themselves.